撃しているゴジラ新世紀。ゴジラが吠える、オルガがうなる、迫力の爆音が響く。激突サウンドゴジラ対オルガ、そして超明堂。
トリプルファイター、電動射的ビッグショット。スイッチを下ろすと一発ずつ撃てるシングルアクション。オートにすると連発アクションマシンガン。ブルマークのダイナミックゲームビッグショット。
Today on Collect All Monsters, we are covering the Kaiju collectible news blizzard that is currently gripping the nation. It's no joke. Ikimasu no? Hey, welcome to episode 13 of Collect All Monsters, a show dedicated to the kaiju collectibles we all know and love and are very addicted to, obviously. My name is Kyle. I am one of the 5 beautiful co-hosts here at Collect All Monsters. And today on this show, we have an extended news blitz or blizzard that we're going to be sharing with you guys. We have a segment all dedicated to Unlucky 13, Unlucky Box Days. And then finally, in addition to actually our Monster Showcase, we are going to be announcing the winner of the Bandai 65th Anniversary Goji Fest exclusive figure that I picked up in Japan a couple of years ago. And so much more we're going to pack into this episode, but let me go ahead and shift things over to my good friend, Leslie P. Chambers. Say, how's it going, buddy? And tell us if you got anything cool or if there's anything cool to share.
What's going on, folks? Oh my God, I am so excited because you know what's going on. A certain trailer dropped and we are full steam ahead to the epic rematch of all rematches. Oh my God, I'm really excited. Aside from that, Shin Ultraman, the MonsterVerse anime of Kong, the anime of Singular Point. Oh my God, we are in for a fun ride this year in 2021, and y'all are in for a full ride right here on Collect All Monsters. Now, before I show y'all what I did get for myself since the last time that we've seen each other, want to give a huge shout out to my beautiful wife, Sandra. And I'm gonna show this from to y'all. I actually got her a Valentine's Day gift I want to showcase here on the show firsthand. Ooh. And here you go, babe. Happy Valentine's Day.
That's great. Cute. That's great. Super cute.
Oh, and with that, Leslie has just exited himself from the show. I'm sure he'll pop back on in just a second to show us other last stuff. I guess that Godzilla plush was so large it hit the leave studio button.
Yeah, or that's the vibrating one, and it vibrates. So maybe the vibration interrupted his connection somehow because that's really
blasted his phone.
Well, we'll just ask him what happened, dude. Leslie, what's going on, buddy? What happened there?
I have no idea. You show Godzilla that all of a sudden it just drops me off. Anyway, this is for Sandra, so I got this for her for Valentine's Day. Don't forget, fellas, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Don't forget to get something for your girl. Now, as far as like figure-wise, what I did get for myself, I got myself the X Plus 3rd centimeter Megalon, and I got the Rick with Jet Jagger. So that's punch. Also got my hands on the Favorite Sculptors line.
Oh, you got
Rodan. And I got the Rick, which is awesome. Both Rodan and Megalon are on my channel for reviews. So please check them out. And for Roto Kaiju, Steve Savaggioli beat the Better Mortale. I got me the first of the giant gorilla kit, also known as King Kong, 1962. So such an awesome figure. And speaking of Kong, this last gift is from my fellow a good friend of mine, Gojer F51 on YouTube, Matt Jacobson. And in case you don't know who I'm going for in the rematch, there you go. There you go. Boom.
Very much.
So that's pretty much it that I want to showcase for my segment. Like I said, I got Megalon and the Favorite Sculptors Live Rodan on my channel. They're up. Reviews of those figures are up on my channel. And I'm actually planning a live stream next week on my personal channel of Leslie Chambers Kaiju Reviews with fellow African-American collectors, John Ruffin, Marcellus Winters, Adrian Settle, and Diego Doom, James Hale.
Wow.
In honor of Black History Month, I wanted to talk with fellow African-American collectors to get that perspective on things. So shout out to all the African-American kaiju collectors out there. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
That's awesome, Leslie. Great job.
Great
Thank
idea.
you. Thank you very much.
Honored.
Thank you very much. Hopefully y'all can join in. So without further ado, I'm gonna kick it over to my main man up there in Seattle, Washington, the one and the only David Dopko. What's going on, David?
What's up, Leslie? What's up, everybody? So I gotta say, I loved Kyle's intro. I saw what you did there with the blizzard of news. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll know that Seattle got pretty slammed by a storm, which is still happening right now. We already got over 9 inches. And it's snowing now, and it's supposed to snow all day tomorrow. So I had to get out there and shoot my mandatory Kaiju in the snow pics. So check those out on my Instagram or on my Facebook. So anyway, aside from staying warm, I did get a couple of box days. I'm not going to take him down because he's already on in a space where I don't want to disturb things. I got the Rick 1956 Favorite Sculptors line Rodan, and it's phenomenal. It's a beautiful piece, and I did a little box day blurb about it if you want a little more information and more on how I feel about it. And then I also did get this guy, just like Leslie. This is the
You did it.
X. I did it. Even though I said I wasn't going to do it. I'm going to blame you, John Ruffin.
Yes, blame me.
Amazing photo that you took that pushed me over the edge, so I had to get it. And like I said, this was like a last-minute impulse buy, and luckily, Jason Welling from Awesome Collector still had a few left. I think there's still one or
Good.
you can still get one. It's still available there. I don't know how many he has, but it's still available there. So to get to that. And then one other thing that came that I didn't talk about is this Bandai Premium Jaguar.
Oh, got it.
And, I did a little box day talk about him, and we were intending to do it like a double box day, John Ruffin and I, because John and I split the set. He wanted the flying version, and I wanted the standing version, which ended up being a perfect scenario. So we each got one. It's a great figure. It's basically X plus quality in the detailing, and it's just a smaller scale, so it's perfect. I love it. I'm happy to have it. And I think that's pretty much all I have as far as box days go. So how about you, John? What have you been getting lately? I know there's stuff.
Yeah, there's stuff. Kyle, I need you to put me on the Jeopardy, put on the Jeopardy music and give me a countdown. Because Icky My Snow, let me share with you. Well, I've got to have books. Can't stop with the books, so I'll just share some of the books. It's just a small little encyclopedia. Old classic there. Got another one. Really nice. For 91. Got another one. Great illustrations and details on the inside. Sorry, I can't show you. This one, Kyle, I thought I had it. I had a smaller kind of version, but not of Nakajima-san's.
Oh, yes.
I love
His autobiography, yeah.
Autobiography.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to work on that, something for you.
great.
Talk about.
Thank you, buddy.
And thank you. couple things. Last night really had a ball being on Jim Serenella, his celebrity icon meet and greet with Godzilla Millennium Suit actor Kitagawa. It was late last night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. It was really awesome. But Jim also supplies me with these wonderful Toho visual effects. So got some of the new ones, and they have some new ones coming too. But here's something I've been looking for, and I finally got it. Mandarake. It's the Shonen Sunday Godzilla Shei kind of edition.
Ooh.
Really nice. I'm going to eventually open it and take some pictures. But
You push that really close to the camera so you can see the little cartoon character doing the Shea dance.
oh yeah, right there.
Oh,
The corner, yeah, there he is. Yeah.
I have an article about the history of the Shei on my website if anyone's interested in checking it out. And then one more book, few more things. I keep you on the clock. I'll be done. Another great book on the Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. Awesome content.
sweet.
What I love about these bigger, this Toho FS Tokusatsu movie series volume 8, which is cool. It has a script in here, which is always nice to have.
I wanna get those.
And like the fellas, I got Megalon
Yes,
as well.
sir.
Nothing like him. I mean, phenomenal. So well done.
Straight out of hand, straight out of Zootopia, right?
Now, unlike you all, I got Rodan 2, but I didn't get the Rick. I just got the standard. You can see how
Aw.
boring the base is. Wah, wah. So that didn't quite work out.
That's nice.
Couple more
man.
things. Just hold on.
John, I don't have a hook attached to this that I'm going to pull you off screen with, man. Leslie did that on his own.
I'm using. Now this is what I've been really trying to collect, and we mentioned it last time. Stuff we were. So I'm getting more tickets. This is Godzilla versus Megalon.
Oh, what?
It's got the, back one there,
Oh.
and then I got another one, only for $25. I can't beat it. Another version of the same, but here's the one I got the other day. Mecha Gojira no Gyakushu.
Nice.
Discount ticket. And lastly, a couple of important mentions for items. I wanted to say last time, but I don't know if I had it. I want to say a shout out to Alex Sawyer with his great illustration of
Fantastic.
Shodai Godzilla, which is dope. And I also want to give a shout out to Ed Holland for the wonderful holiday care package he sent me. It's too much inside to show you, but I have some pictures on my website. Last thing I want to say, and I don't mean to be a downer, but in terms of just experiences, I just at least mentioned, keep Japan in your prayers today. There was a 7.1 earthquake off the shore of Fukushima. And a number of smaller quakes, and they have some damage, and some people, I don't know what the injuries, I know there were some minor injuries, but, with Fukushima, it just took me back to 2011 with the great earthquake, tsunami. And it'll be 10 years in about 3 weeks from now. It'll be March 11th. And
Almost.
so just seeing that all today, just bringing back those memories. And I can't believe 10 years has gone by. So that's my show and tell. Christine, I'm done. My time's about. How about yourself?
Yo, what's crack-a-lackin'? So
Girl, right there.
because Leslie made fun of me on my live box day opening about my 80s denim outfit. So I told her, I'm bringing it back, man. I'm bringing the 80s back.
That's right.
So I have been enjoying the awesome weather here in California. Thankfully, no snow for us. Sorry, you guys. I don't miss it at all.
We can send you some
so
snowballs.
No, thanks. So I really haven't had much of box days yet, but I recently posted a picture of it. If you guys saw on my Instagram or my Facebook,
Oh,
I
yes.
bit the bullet and bought the Pilot
Wow.
A64 Godzilla. It had been
Congratulations.
sitting in Yahoo Japan auctions for like a couple months, and I kept eyeing it, and then we talked about it last month on the episode. So super stoked. I'm really happy. And then it came with the little omake. Godzilla pop out of the hand here.
I love
So.
That's such a cool little feature.
Wow, it is.
And then this I had gotten in a Christmas package from Dow, our good friend Dow, which I forgot to mention this last month. It's a little. It's by Max Toy. It's
awesome.
a Huffy. It's Mayazilla.
Okay,
That's
can
awesome.
I talk about that a little bit? That's like I love that artist. The artist's name is
Cute.
Konatsu, and Konatsu has a whole bunch of different like little monstrous cats called
Negora.
Negora, Kaiju Negora, and then there's this is actually the Shiba based version, which is called Shibara. And I have a couple of versions. One of them Dell hooked me up with too. It's not the one that looks like your Maya, but definitely I have one that looks like Hachi downstairs.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
he even has like the
love
blue
that.
collar because he has the blue around. And I was like, that's so cool. Well, thank
those are
you,
the
Doll.
cool-
I love it.
Those are great. Dell is the
Right
man.
on.
Dell is
Yeah,
absolutely.
that was
Doll
awesome.
is the man.
Yeah,
Oh, and
bless
then I
him.
gotta show off to my Collectible Monsters
Oh,
mug.
dope.
I got some for Christmas, so I got a little something in here. Really? Might be a little liquor.
Hope it's not that stuff Kong was drinking.
You're so fun. You're so much fun. I'm drinking electrolytes because I'm feeling a little tiny bit under the weather. So I'll trade you. I should probably trade you. But, real quick, before Kyle goes, I just wanted to also say I got the same print from Alex Sawyer. I thought it was a beautiful, very cool take on the sort of, it's beautiful. Like as if Godzilla existed in the Edo period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was on like a panel or a scroll or something. That would be really cool. And John, I can definitely see you like in Congress, like reclaiming my time. I got one more. Reclaiming my time. Wait, but there's more. Reclaiming my time. But a little bit of levity, a little bit of political for a really bad day. But anyway, Kyle, sorry, go right ahead, man.
Well, I haven't. I feel like I haven't had a lot of box days, but then when I sort of look back, it's been a while. It feels like it's been a while since we've seen you guys. And once again, thank you to everybody who's watching live. I actually haven't said that in this episode, but we got 53 people watching live. We're broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube. And we got a bunch of people here watching that we're going to give shout outs to soon. Hopefully, Leslie can help me with that. But if not, he's having some technical difficulties. We will see. In the meantime, let's bring back to the program our good friend, the Kaiju Cambot. Because that looks terrible. Because I did. There we go. I did get some stuff, and this is going to be so awkward for me because I got to reach way over here. But I picked up a couple of things that I'd like to talk about. Number one is a series from Art Spirits called actually, I don't know if it has a name. It's just basically the 2019 monsters from Art Spirits, and they're really nicely detailed. I think it's a sub brand of Kotobukiya, but they're tiny little figures.
Oh yeah. Oh
Oh,
wow.
they are tiny. Oh, wow.
And I like tiny right now. I like small. I like things that are going to easily fit into the nooks and crannies of my collection. So I'm also happy because with this set. For the big main reason that I'm happy with this set is that I get the entire lineup of all the monsters, all the Toho monsters from the Godzilla King of the Monsters movie without having to commit to a gigantic shelf for them. Like I have the 2019 X Plus release of Godzilla, and I'm gonna get the 2019 Rodan, but that's where I'm gonna quit because like after that, I definitely would not have room for a King Ghidorah. Nor would I really want to display that much. I mean, the Godzilla that they made is really beautiful, and I'm sure people who watched us unveil that on the episode of Collectible Monsters were able to see how beautiful that figure is. But that's still, even at a 25 centimeter figure, it's huge. So there's no way I'd want to get Rodan, Ghidorah, and the Mothras added to my lineup. So first and foremost, there you go. That's the set, and every one of them really is very nice. I will do like a little spin of the wheel there.
Nice. Beautiful.
In addition to the Godzilla set, can I do this? Is this super awkward?
No. That's good.
I picked up this this Ultraman figure. This is the one that when we were doing our what was it? The Kaiju Summer Festival last year with X Plus. This is one of the things that they had revealed for that, and it was where Ultraman's teleporting. So I picked up that guy. I thought it was a really cool representation. So that's happily lives in my Ultraman collection. And then the last couple things I want to show you guys real quick.
So cool.
Not one of my favorite movies, but I should have loaded up the song because it's one of the best songs in Tokusatsu history. It's like green slime, and like that little green slime figure again, tiny guy.
It's great.
It's very cool.
Was released by I think Amok Time. And it's there was a larger version of this that came out that's a little too expensive in my opinion for a movie that I don't care about that much. So this is a perfect representation of the green slime alien in my collection. And that's the next to last thing I'm going to talk about, because the last thing I'm going to talk about is something I was hip to thanks to I think following the Daikaiju TV. Which is just it's a channel you can watch on Facebook and stuff where you can watch kaiju and tokusatsu stuff. But somebody posted that Hot Topic was selling Ultraman blankets.
Oh right, yeah.
Okay.
And
Cool. Classic.
I mean, like it's not gorgeous, but I have over the past couple of years I have obtained a small collection of kaiju throw blankets. I now have like 4 or 5 of them. They're great for my movie room because if you get too chilly, you just bundle up with one of these guys. Also, you guys met Roxy. Yeah, very soft. Yeah. You met Roxy a couple of months ago. Yes. Our new dog. Roxy will much more likely sleep in my lap if I have a blanket on than if I don't. So this is like, yeah, kaiju blankets, man. That's why didn't we have these before 2020 or 2018 or whatever? Anyway. Those were on sale on Hot Topic for the record. And if you want to check that out, there's 2 Ultraman blankets, and there's actually a whole bunch of Godzilla shirts and an Ultraman shirt on there too. But anyway, that's going to do it for my Showa and Tell. Thank you guys for your attention there. How's it going over there, Leslie? Are you doing all right now?
I'm doing fine. We're having an ice storm here, so it's kind of like topsy-turvy right now. So I'm doing the best I can, but I'm still here. Hopefully they'll make some of y'all happy.
Man. All right.
But I got you on the shout-outs here.
All right, cool. So let's do our chat room check-in. Say hello to all these fine, lovely people who are watching us live, who we couldn't be more thrilled to have you guys hanging out with us for this couple of hours as we talk about Kaiju collectibles.
Hey, everybody.
Go for it, Leslie.
All right. We got Kaiju-tastic Media, The Ender Peter Show, Sandra Chambers, my beautiful wife. I love you so much. Robert Dwyer, Kaiju Battle, Gojira 851. Once again, thank you for the Kong shirt. Really appreciate it. Jonathan Portman, man, oh my God, you're like a national treasure. Kenton Edenfield, Larry Latham, James Hartman with the big muscles. What's going on, dude?
Oh, James wanted me to say that now, David, you can continue liking James because he's watching the show again.
No. Okay, all right. He's back in my will.
Right, there you go. Good graces.
We have Luminous, Larry Latham, Greg Coggin, who else? Joey Chapman, excuse me. Helmy, what's going on, dude? How you
Helmy.
doing?
Right.
Well, wait. Let's hold up for a second. I just really quickly want to say something about Helmy.
Do it.
Last month, at some point, he posted all these amazing photos of his collection.
Yes, he did.
And in our group, he did he pulled the sin of talking smack about his own collection, which is completely ridiculous because if you've seen the photos of Helmy's collection, you know it's all about quality, not quantity. But the quantity is not lacking. He's got all the gigantic figures pretty much in his beautiful home movie theater.
Yeah,
anyway, some Jackhole on Twitter tried to claim that as his own. And I got kind of, John clued me into that a little bit, and I got kind of upset about it for a second. But then the internet like spoke back and claimed the truth. And they actually, some dude wrote an article about Helmy on their blog post. And then that got shared like crazy. So every, like all those Godzilla groups that I was in, I kept seeing Helmy's collection up in there. So dude, Helmy, we love you, buddy. Good job.
Impressive.
Awesome.
Sorry to interrupt, Leslie.
You're my hero.
Continue.
So you're fine. You're fine. We got Sam Torres in the chat. Godzilla Train 1090. He'll be on my African American discussion next week.
Awesome.
Andrew Roebuck, Ryan Mitchell. What's up, man? How you doing? Let's see who else. A lot of people in here. Eric Stoke, Gonzalo Colarde. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. Frank Pies. I'm sorry again if I'm butchering it. Donna Anderson, Dylan Young, Darwin 00 UK, Enzyme 2000, Tim Alton, and Alturon Kaiju. So we got like a total of what, 56 people here?
Wow.
61
Thank
now.
you.
Dude, that's like crazy.
Amazing.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us as we talk about totally nerdy giant monster stuff coming out. And speaking of giant monster stuff coming out, I think it's probably a great time for us to hop into our first segment, which is actually an extended blizzard of kaiju news. All right. I am going to kick things off. So what we'll do is we'll start things off with just a couple of little things that I need to share just right off the bat, get this literally done and out of the way, and then we can move on to some real collectible stuff. Because if you are a kaiju fan, you have to, of course, know that we saw the trailer for Godzilla versus Kong. That is the official title. And we got to see that. Let's talk just a brief moment about it. I was actually kind of not following the development of this movie. I just remembered that they kept getting sort of like pushed around in terms of release. And at one point, I just remember saying to myself, I don't even care until the movie comes out. Like, stop teasing me with this. Are they going to have a trailer or are they not going to have a trailer? But we have one, and it is what it is. Christine, what do you think about that trailer?
Awesome. I'm really excited about it. I saw like bright lights and it looks like hopefully a lot of monster action. Kong getting pimp slapped. I think that was the best part of the whole trailer. I'm really stoked for it though. Oh my gosh, like there's a lot of scenes in the trailer that kind of they kind of took from the old Total 52 film, which I thought was pretty cool. I like when they do the throwbacks in there, and it's exciting to see, like what's going on with Godzilla. Why is he attacking the city, attacking boats, and it's gonna be exciting. Mm-hmm. Can't wait for him to beat Kong's butt.
Yep. Make it so.
It sure worked in 62, didn't it? It sure worked in 62.
Godzilla swim away. He was good.
John, what did you think of the trailer, man?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. My biggest concern is just that Godzilla gets the respect that he deserves. And so that opening punch, bothered me. But I'm more intrigued about this Mechagodzilla appearance, and I'd like to see how that plays out in the big scheme of things. What that means for the movie and as it develops. Because like Christine mentioned, there's a lot going on reminiscent of Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla in the oil refinery, and just some of those scenes are a lot of echoes from the show era. So it's all good. And should I hand it off to
I just want to hear what David has to say.
David's so excited.
Well, you all know that there's not so much love for the MonsterVerse from me, but I gotta say, when I watched the trailer, I did enjoy some aspects of it, like Kong on the raft. I thought that was a nice throwback to the original film. It sort of also reminded me of an issue of Famous Monsters that I read when I was a kid about how when the 62 film came out, there was a lot of diehard fans of the original King Kong and the original Godzilla who were totally like not thinking it was going to be anything worthwhile, that it was silly, it was dumb. We don't need a modern take on it. We already have the original monsters, even though they didn't really battle. But I can't say too much until I actually see the film. Being honest, I'm not nearly as stoked as like the majority of the fans who definitely dominated the internet for about a week. And they're still going on. But that's cool. I'm not going to rain on anybody's parade. It's fun. It's going to be fun. Whatever happens, it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. And I do have HBO Max, so I'm going to watch it. And the jury's out. And if it ends up being a fantastic movie, then I'm more stoked than ever. So I really hope it's good. And like John, I'm a little bit concerned that Godzilla won't be treated with respect, because I don't like the way they handle Godzilla in all the movies so far. They can't really decide what they want to do with him. Is he mean? Is he a protector? Is he a titan? Is he this or is he that? Because they scrapped all of the original Japanese sort of storyline of him. But anyway, that's about all I have to say. I'm glad you're all stoked. The jury's out for me. I will definitely see it, and we'll talk after that.
Right on. Okay, so I'll move along, because not only did we, of course, get the Kong and Godzilla trailer, we got a Shin Ultraman trailer, which we showed at the top of the show.
Hey, I didn't say anything about the trailer.
Leslie, we already know you love the movie.
I can't say anything? Just a little bit?
Tell me everything, man.
Okay, all right. Now,
sorry, David's the bottom on my screen. I forgot you were looking.
Oh, I'm at the bottom of your list, huh? Is that
literally at the bottom of my screen? Like, first there's me on the top, then there's Christine, then there's John, then there's Leslie, and then there's David.
Yeah.
Hollywood Squares.
Okay.
I'll
be brief. Okay. Despite, you know how I feel, who I'm going for, but still, I'm going to put that all aside. I am so looking forward to this film. I think this is the film that I have been waiting for God knows how long. Because how many times have we seen Godzilla fight King Ghidorah, fight Mothra, fight Rodan? But the one movie I've always wanted to see them do again, or the rematch I wanted to see them do again, was with King Kong. And then when you got the 2014 coming, or at least when the movie came out, right, and then it did successful, then they announced, it was going to bring out a Kong film, and that was going to lead to a collision course between these two. And then seeing the trailer, I was really super excited about it because, for one, it shows Godzilla in a more evil way, and that's something I've always wanted to see, because that's what the 2014 trailers kind of presented him as, that he was going to be somewhat of a threat. But then when you watch the movie, you find out that's not the case. So we see more of an evil, like, destructive version of this Godzilla alongside a really cool fight scene with Kong and maybe with Mechagodzilla. That's all I'm really looking forward to. I think we're going to get that. And on top of that, like as I mentioned before, this is nothing but great things for the Kaiju fans. Even fans outside of the Godzilla fandom are getting hyped about this film. So the fact that this film is getting so much love from everybody, I think it's a great thing. And Godzilla fans may not want to hear this, but even though before Godzilla, whatever, but Kong has a lot to do with that too. So we got to give the big monkey some love too, because it's both of them that's carrying the movie, and both of them is garnering the interest that a lot of people are having right now. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to it, and I think it leaves nothing but great things for the community, and it'll be bad news for our wallets at the end of the day. So that's all I have to say about that.
This is true.
I'm good. My wallet's going to be just fine.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this Kong and Godzilla battling again. I think for me, I'm just Leslie, I'm Team Godzilla. I've been Team Godzilla since I even heard that there was a King Kong versus Godzilla movie back when I was like in 8th grade. But I'm not. I think it's a bummer that this is coming out during COVID, but I'm also excited that it is available on something that I can just watch here in my home. Because I mean, I'd tell you, I already admitted to Lady Kyle. I was like, hey, on the 31st, I'm going to be starting my day in the theater here in the house, and you can come in after the movie's over, like, and hang out. But I definitely am like looking forward to being able to watch this movie like as many times as I want to, and from the comfort of my safe home. That's probably my biggest takeaway about this. That's the biggest thing I'm excited about. I'm excited about the movie, but I'm also excited about other stuff coming up. And that is probably where I should have segued earlier to the Shin Godzilla trailer. Teaser, really. A lot of these things are technically teasers. The Shin Godzilla teaser that we showed at the top of the show just dropped as well. It's almost like people are saying, let's bundle up all this excitement. Anybody have any thoughts on the Shin Ultraman trailer that they want to share? It was kind of very quick.
Yeah, I do. I think it's great. I love the way Ultraman looks fantastic. It looks really like an alien in this one. The color timer, I'm not sure that I love it not being there, but it doesn't distract from my liking it at all. And just so you guys know out there that the trailer that we saw was the unfinished CGI on the monsters. So if you think it looks a little rough, it does because it's unfinished. We didn't see, that's not the final thing we're going to see in the film. I heard that from several sources and I can't remember.
That's good to hear.
Those scenes of Narunga, which is the monster on Kyle's blanket, which is kind of interesting, kind of a coincidence. The upgraded Narunga and the upgraded Gabora definitely will look better in the film because what we got to see was the unfinished CGI. So I'm hoping that's true, and I think that it is. And it should be really fun. I'm curious why they didn't start off with like humanoid monster foes like Baltan or Dada or Zeton or any of those guys or Zarab. But who knows? Maybe we'll see those. They only gave us a small teaser about it, but I'm excited. It looks great. It looks very, very reminiscent of Shin Godzilla, actually, with the realistic approach they're taking with the military scenes in the board meeting and so on. So I'm very excited. I have to say, I'm more excited about the Kong versus Godzilla, but I got to be honest, and they got to be me, right?
I will, of course, admit right now I said Shin Godzilla because I'm so used to saying that.
Oh yeah, right.
I said Shin Godzilla. I meant Shin Ultraman. You guys know I actually think it's absolutely stupid that they're calling it Shin Ultraman. I think that is not a thing we need to just keep going. Shin this, Shin that, Shin Kamen Rider, Shin Gappa, Shin Gilala. We don't need all those as far as I'm concerned. But I'm looking forward to seeing how they make this come about. Anybody else have any thoughts that they want to share on that trailer?
Yeah, what I was thinking about, it does look so reminiscent to Shin Godzilla. The angles, it's just their style and approach. And I started to think about the concept of, Shin Godzilla, Shin Ultraman. It almost feel like there's going to be a series of Shin films in this kind of world that has the same look and feel, or it almost feels like this, even though they're not the same. I mean, I'm just saying, like there might be a Shin Evangelion. This whole series.
John, you make a really good point there. That's almost like when Cloverfield came out, and then the second Cloverfield movie came out, and it's just like it's not that it's a sequel to Cloverfield. Right. It's just in the same Cloverfield universe kind of thing. Yeah. So that's an interesting idea that this could be a type of kaiju movie that we end up getting. Yeah. Maybe in the end, maybe it will dictate an entire subgenre of kaiju movies.
Right. And that's what I saw. That was like the next. It's all in that same universe. It's that new universe, that new world.
It's like a modern take on the classic. Mm-hmm. That's basically what it needs. So resurgence, renewal, new, and if this one is good, then you're absolutely right. We will, and it does well. We will see much more down the line as far as these type movies go. And I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah, me too. I hope it's successful as Shin Godzilla was.
That's going to be really interesting to me, is like, how successful is this going to do? Because I always wonder about the theatrical success of Godzilla in Japan, and it's difficult to say the theatrical success of Godzilla is greater or worse than the theatrical success of an Ultraman movie, because Ultraman's a television property. But it's, I don't know, it's looking forward to it for sure.
That is interesting, and the thing is that all you guys know, and maybe some of our viewers know, that Ultraman is much more popular in Japan than Godzilla is. You see Ultraman stuff everywhere. He's their superhero. He's like their Marvel guy. Yeah, he's like the Superman. Superman beats them all.
Superman.
Ultraman is very important in Japan, and now I think this film will do really well in the Japanese box office, but worldwide, I'm not sure if he's embraced as much as Godzilla is worldwide. It'll be curious to see how that turns out.
I would imagine that it would do really well in like Asia.
Yes,
yeah.
I think it would do really well. But as far as here in the States and Europe, I don't think maybe Ryan Mitchell or some of the people from Europe watching can tell us how popular Ultraman is in Europe. So anyway, we shall find out.
I see Ultraman is so television oriented, and I mean they have occasional the film movies like Ultraman Zyrus and things like that, et cetera, et cetera. So I wonder about the suit actor feel, and they've gotten so much better with the special effects over, from one Ultraman to the other. It looks good now. I mean, so it'll be interesting to see how I feel, after the film versus still seeing on television and the suit actors. And I love the suit. I love the idea of Ultraman has to be in a suit. Part of me feels that way, and not more so than
I agree.
Godzilla, because we grew up watching Ultraman, and it's like I remember hearing Wee Willie Webb, our local celebrity here in the '60s here in Philly, and he would always zip it up, time to zip up the suits and et cetera, et cetera. It's like that's in my head.
I absolutely remember that.
Yeah, I knew you would.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move along to the third thing I wanted to share, which is we also got a trailer. Teaser again for the next Pacific Rim entry, which is an anime series coming out on Netflix called Pacific Rim: The Black. I don't really have too much to say about this. To me, the Pacific Rim franchise is not super tidy. I think that if this is something that can sort of come in and make some sense of it, that could make for some cool continuity. But I keep seeing things like, so-and-so says that Pacific Rim and Godzilla could be in the same universe. I'm like, dude, stop. Just like Toho's never going to allow that. You need to get that, But so I'm stoked to see how they put this out, because this is one of several animated series that are happening. This is obviously the Pacific Rim, and then there's also, I think I'm just going to hit the next one here, the Godzilla Singular Point, which is coming out later this year. There's also another Ultraman anime coming later this year, and Kong Skull Island animated being, at least it's in development. I don't know when that's coming out. That's not collectible related, but I just needed to get this stuff out of the way so we could at least make sure that people know that we understand what's happening in the world. And in the world of kaiju, Godzilla is the big boy, and this big thick guy that we love so much. This is the full figure that we're finally seeing of Godzilla Singular Point.
Finally.
I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about Singular Point? You guys excited about it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Resounding yes.
I am. I really am.
He looks very reptilian and dinosaurish, and I like it. It's different, but it still is familiar.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head, Christine. It looks like Godzilla, even though it's different.
Yeah.
And
with Anguirus and Rodan, they look prehistoric anyway, so it's going to have a nice feel.
Yeah.
I think.
It looks like this design, they took so many different Godzilla ideas and put them in one design.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit tired of the tiny heads. The head's a little small. It's bigger than the legendary one, but I would like to see like a Godzilla head.
Yeah.
It's at some point in my life. It is very dinosaurian. I like the dorsal plates and
big old thighs.
The thighs and the tail.
Big old thighs.
Someone mentioned when something was posted in another group that we're not going to need a tail stand for this figure when it's That one's not toppling over anyway. It's an earthquake. Not even toppling. So I like it. I'm intrigued. The jury's out, and again, we'll see how it pans out. But I don't hate it. That's a good start for me.
It
And I think it'll look
reminds me of the
different
gigantic
animated.
GMK.
What's that?
To me, it kind of reminds me of the gigantic GMK.
I can
yeah.
I see that correlation. Yeah.
a bunch of different references in there. I see GMK. I see a little bit of like someone mentioned like the maquette Godzilla, the 54, because the head is that shape.
Oh, yeah, or the honey bones, maybe a little bit. The honey bones.
Looks like a gamma. The hands almost look like someone said Godzilla 98, which I don't want it to look anything like that monstrosity. But it's interesting. It's different, and I got to give Toho credit for trying to do something a little bit different and still make it recognizable. That's a hard thing to do.
I love the dorsal fins.
Yeah,
I love the door.
the
They look great.
veins and the dorsals are cool. So I wonder if those are gonna like light up and glow, like electricity, like coming up through the veins. That would look really cool.
Right. Is that? I heard someone mention about the red. Yeah, he does. Is the red, veins in the dorsal fins related to that red mist or substance that's,
Oh, that they show off in the trailer, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting, Kyle? When you put this close up of the face, it really does resemble the maquette Godzilla 54. It's scaled way down in comparison to the body, but I can definitely see an influence of that sculpt, original sculpt of the 54 maquette design. So that's pretty cool. I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it.
I mean, to me, it looks like I said, the gigantic GMK, or as I was looking at it yesterday, it kind of reminds me of a more badass version of Godzilla's Source. That's what I see.
Yeah.
That's what I see
Yeah, I can see that.
when I look at it. And if they do make a figure of it, Sandra said it in the chat. She wants one, so I guess we'll buy one for the house. So thank you.
I think it'll translate really well to a figure, especially like a resin figure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. On light up, it'll be amazing.
Oh, light up would be cool.
Yeah.
And, I'm sure we'll see that down the line.
Okay. Well, we have covered the singular point, and now that means it's time for me to stop hogging the news spotlight, and let's move to Christine. You want to go first here? Let me get your images open.
I forget which order. I think I had my baby girl first.
Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, your baby girl. Let's just do these guys, and then do this.
You got
Lots
your
of
holiday
exciting news coming out this month.
So much.
There's a lot.
Right.
Yeah,
There's
great.
a lot.
I need a job. I don't know how to Yes,
Wow.
and there she is. Finally, we've got the April Biolante by X Plus. I have been waiting for her to come out. So finally, now the pre-orders are out. You can pre-order the Rick right from the X Plus website. And I think Awesome Collector, you can also pre-order the Rick. So the Rick has a light up, and it comes with sap pieces.
Nice.
Like dripping out of her mouth and the tentacles. Super cool. I love the sap edition. So the standard version only has a sap, but I mean, look at how big she is too. I think this is the biggest Day for Real to come out so far. And I mean, I couldn't be more happy with her. I think she's absolutely perfect and she's adorable. And I can't wait to put her on my shelf next to my large monster series Biolante that I have up here. So I went Rick on this one because I have the Rick of my gigantic one up there. So they're gonna look so cute together. So hopefully this means we'll be getting a Def 89 Godzilla and maybe a Rose Biolante down the line. That would make me a very happy girl.
Nice.
Super cute. So the standard. Go ahead, David. Sorry.
I was asking you if they were available to pre-order at this point. You might want to let people know that if you weren't going to do that.
Oh yeah, you can pre-order it. So the Rick you can get on the X Plus website. There's on the USA website, and then Awesome Collector also has the Rick edition. The standard you can get from Flossie's. Who else has it? Like
all of
Hobby
your
Link,
regular
much-
people. I'm
yeah,
sure.
Hobby
Yeah.
Search Japan, Big Bad Toy Store.
But keep in mind, if someone's looking to pre-order it, that pre-order window ends on the 24th of this
Soon.
month.
Yeah, so get those pre-orders in.
Yep. Now, when is it to be released? Do we know, or did it?
July.
July. My
Okay.
birthday month. Woohoo! Best birthday present ever.
All right. What's next, Christine?
So next we have the
The
I forgot
Funko
what I
stuff.
put on. I know, but I can't remember which one I put is the next part. Ah, yes! So we got some new Funko Pops. So the
Very
ones
nice.
that I'm just going to cover are the Walmart exclusive, which I thought were really cool. So it's called City Lights Edition. So they have this big Godzilla that's covered, it has like a blue hue, like from the city. And then there's also a giant version of the Kong that goes with it that has like the purple hue. So these actually sold out really fast. The pre-order for these capped, I think within like an hour or so, the pre-orders
Wow.
were capped. So I don't think these are available anywhere else except for maybe on eBay or something for twice the price. But somehow, luckily, I snuck in the window for the Walmart, for the Godzilla one from Walmart. So I did get a pre-order in for that. I'm excited for it. I didn't get the Kong, but now I kind of wish I had because they look so cool together. But there's a whole bunch of other Funko Pops that they came out with. So this is the FYE exclusive. So this one is still available to pre-order on the website, and hopefully they'll have it in stores as well. This is the Glow edition. So his eyes spins and the atomic breath lights up and glows in the dark, which I thought was really cool. I'll probably grab this one too. I really like how they've stylized it a little bit more than the older Godzilla figures that came out. So there's a whole bunch of other ones too. Like you can get from FYE. There's the Walmart exclusive, and there's the regular Funko Pop. They have a whole bunch of different ones that came out for Godzilla vs. Kong. There's little keychains too as well that you can pre-order, so you can find those online also.
Excellent.
And then the last one I had to talk about is there's a new color out for the KAIJU Ramen by Illustrata. So this you can actually, the pre-order just opened for this on February 6th. There's not really, they didn't have an end date, but usually it's within a few weeks. So if you're looking to get, this is the third colorway edition they have. It's kind of like Barney, and I think it's cute on his hat. It says "I love you" on there. So this is Dad Dino.
Yeah, right. Okay, now it's really fun. I love Kyle's and yours, but that, sorry,
too much.
it's too much.
The last two releases of this are really popular, so I think this is a cool colorway. It's bright, it's fun. So I missed out on the last two. Here's your chance. Pick up the Barney edition.
We all might talk smack about the Barney edition, but you know that there are kids who have grown up who are getting that money right now who are like, you know what? There's my Barney figure.
Oh, no.
That's right.
So it's $170. And you can pre-order it on Mighty Jacks.
Very nice.
Cool.
I love the one
All
I
right.
have. I have the nuclear edition. Kyle, I know you have the first release that came out, and so now I'm on to the third one. So hopefully they keep coming out with more because they're really cool.
Fun stuff.
All right. Great job, Christine. Thank you so much. Thank you for ending it with Barney. All right. So I'm gonna, John, you're gonna be next. So I'm opening up your PDF. Give me just a second to get it into view mode.
Take your time. Likewise.
I like the yellow ramen thing. That looks really cool. I do like that part of it.
Oh, you know what? So we just went by this place in town. It's called Ramen 101. There's a place in Elk Grove. And as we were driving by, I saw on the wall they had a painting of the Great Ramen off Kanagawa, which is an illustration by the same artist who designed Kaiju's ramen. It's like a giant bowl of ramen like in the ocean. And I was like, no way, I couldn't believe I saw their artwork like inside this ramen place. So we're going to go get ramen there probably next week or so. Take some pictures in there. Really neat.
Yum. Save me a bowl, Christine, please.
I'll bring my Kaiju's ramen beer with me.
Nice. Do that, please. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, John, here you go, bro.
Thanks, Kyle. Okay, so the bit of news I want to share starts off with these really cool things that only happen in Japan. And they have a 4K digital remaster Godzilla series coming. where there's 7, but there's already one already done, remastered Showa films that will air for 8 consecutive months. They're doing this to go along with Godzilla vs. Kong release. And so you have Shodai, Kong, Mothra, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Destroy All Monsters, Ghidorah, Biollante. Just, it's going to be wonderful to see these remastered. I hope they're going to be released, on, with 4K versions at some point. That would be really cool. And so that's the first thing.
Now.
Yeah, right. I know. Now, the next cool item, which was announced a couple days ago, is the Godzilla vs. Kong One Will Fall, The Art of the Ultimate Battle Royale Deluxe book. And great cover. You won't see it's available for pre-order on Amazon. I think it's running between $40, $50. But inside, concept art interviews with the filmmakers, on-set photography, and all kinds of cool stuff that you could, expect that didn't make the film, but will have the book. And so that's another great book. Yeah.
I'm a huge
nice
art of book fan, like art of movie in book format fan. I love those. And the benchmark for me, if anybody had these when they were a kid, were the art of Star Wars, of Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Those books are the benchmark for what an art of book is. And so when one comes out and it doesn't match those standards, doesn't meet those standards, I go a little crazy on it. And the Godzilla King of the Monsters one, huge thumbs down. Terrible art book. Absolutely. Only buy it on discount, in my opinion. Sorry to be so in your face about it. In your face.
I'm sorry. Keep it real. It's funny. It's so funny. I knew you were going to say the art of Star Wars. The art of Empire Strikes Back growing up was such. I still have mine, from back in 83, 80, 81. The spine is torn. I open those pages so much, but beautiful. You're right. They are the standard. The next great thing that's being released is the Bandai. Yeah, I don't say Bandai enough. Bandai Ichiban Kuji Lottery Yuji Sakai Godzilla 2021 figure that's coming in their lottery. Their A prize, it's 20 centimeters high, 35 centimeters long, and it's coming in May. And I love Sakai's approach to it. I like the head size a little bigger. This is one I would like to have of the 2021 Godzilla. So this is cool.
Pose.
I actually kind of like that.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a lottery item. So if anybody is curious, if anybody who's watching, we talk a lot about lotteries with a company called Onsaku. My guess, however, since you're talking about a larger company like Bandai being involved here, this is not a small lottery that's going to be like similar to the Medicom lotteries. This is basically going to be something in store in Japan. You'd have to go to the store and buy a ticket, and then if it's like the last ones, you buy a ticket and that ticket will get you something, but it's like one of 5 or 6 different prizes, and the big awesome prize would be this Godzilla. And then there'd be things like I did get some other cool stuff. There was a pillow. Like I have a pillow from one of the last ones, and like little character cards, and there's a whole bunch of different stuff that you can get from this. But I just wanted to give that distinction for people who might have heard us talk about the lotteries with Medicom and so forth versus these are like I'm guessing Family Mart or 7-Eleven or Lawson in Japan will be where you go get your tickets and stuff.
I was when I was in Japan for Shin Godzilla, I remember in the theater, the smaller theater I went to, they had they were doing the Shin Godzilla lottery at the time with Yuji Sakai. Yeah, it was right there in the theater. So you came out the movie and everybody went to that line. I didn't win it, but I think that was one location in the theaters. So I wonder during Kong's release, will that be available?
I'm sure it's going to be right around then. I'm sure it's going to be announced, and the same thing that usually happens. People in America and around the world will go nuts and pay exorbitant amounts of money for this figure, and then 6 to 7 months later, it will be available in spades for half the price at least.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that the movie Godzilla vs. Kong is being released in May in Japan, and it's going to be tough for them with everybody talking about it. And
that's rude.
Yeah, it's rough. This is strange. Yeah. Okay, so my next item is something pretty cool, but unfortunately, I can't participate in it. Godzilla Store is going to be celebrating their 5th anniversary in November of this year, and so they have a cool promotion going on. If you use the Godzilla app, you can vote in this wonderful promotion they have going, where you can choose or you can vote on their next Kaiju soft vinyl figure, and there's these 10 to choose from. I don't know where the poll is right now. I don't know where Ebra fits in there, but we'll see what it comes out and what the fans will, what the Godzilla collectors decide. But that's pretty cool.
Okay, let me just really quickly say that in the Godzilla collectors group on Facebook, Brian Sudol, which I hope I'm saying his name right, has been posting the results. So he actually signed up for the app, which for people to understand, this is not just like, oh, I could download an app and use it. You actually have to do a little legwork. You can sign up for an account, but you have to have a Japanese address to put in. So if you don't know how to get around those kinds of things, then having the app doesn't really do anything for you. But at the last post that Brian made, which was 18 hours ago, it looks like Gorosaurus might be the number 1. But it's the 10 different monsters. Did you say them? They're all listed up there on the screen.
Yes.
Gorosaurus is number 1. It looks like Super Mechagodzilla. Yeah, Super Mechagodzilla is number 2, which is ridiculous in my opinion. And then looks like number 3 would be Ebirah. So
Wow.
yeah, it's interesting to see how people are voting, because I know I've been sort of following this since Brian's been posting them in the group, and like Ebirah was in the lead at the first update, and yeah, I'm not sure when it ends, but I'm definitely interested in how it ends.
Yeah, that should be. I'm surprised Mothra's not in the running, but
I know.
Yeah.
Maybe because there's so many.
Yeah, she only has 182 votes on this. Yeah.
Aww.
It looks like
that's Brian. Thanks, Brian, for doing those updates. I have to check that out.
It's been going back and forth from Gorosaurus to Super Mechagodzilla for the longest time. So those are going to be one of those two that wins. I thought a Mecha feature would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would have been.
I could totally revamp this list for Bandai, because in my opinion, they've got some mistakes in here. Why the 2001 Baragon? I think anybody can get the 2001 Baragon figure for a pretty cheap price right now.
Yeah.
And Gorosaurus, they already did, and I said this the other day with somebody. Hedorah, they put out a gorgeous Hedorah figure. Bandai put out a gorgeous Hedorah figure just maybe 10 years ago. Why do they need another one? So anyway, those are peanut gallery comments for me. Sorry about that.
That's all good. Okay, a couple more items. There's also these cool little soft vinyl puppet mascot figures. It's a set of 10.
So cute.
Yeah, they are. They're like 4 to 5 centimeters in height there or so.
You know, little finger puppets are some of the very, very first collectibles I ever got.
See?
Yeah. I always get them at G-Fest. I always go grab some.
Yeah. I have a little set. These are cool. They look good. And I saw them on Hobby Search Japan today for about $48 US, and they'll be coming out in May. So something cool.
Not bad, like $5 each.
Yeah, fill the shelf a little bit, in the little corner of the shelf.
They're always.
And lastly,
sorry, I just gonna say
what was that, David?
Always really big draws at Clawmark, Diane's table. We have them set up in these little bins, and believe it or not, she sells so many of these little guys, and there's a whole crowd that just comes and picks through them and checks them out. She's got them all individually for sale, some in sets, but super popular. So I'm sure they're going to go.
They're cute, and they're fun little
cash
shelf fillers.
cows. Yeah, they are. And it's cool little. Sometimes you get some unique things that may not exist in a bigger form. And so, lastly, something cool, I hope. X Plus announced the Toho 30 centimeter series Yuji Sakai modeling Collection Godzilla 1991, the Gito Gojira Hokkaido version. This is dear to my heart because I had an opportunity to work on the box art for this one, along with friend and colleague Jeremy Souls of Summit Kaiju International. So this was an honor to see it roll out. Now, it was to come out at Wonderfest, but because of coronavirus, we know Wonderfest was canceled. This is an unassembled kit, and it retails for about $100. And there's a lottery for it, unfortunately, and I think it will end February 17th. And there's a couple more slides that show the insides and what it's like. Dorsal fins are awesome, so you can make it a light up, I guess, too, if you wanted to. Couple more slides, and that's it. So it was an honor, again, working, doing this box art, and particularly for Sakai-san. And this is Sakai's setup, so it was awesome to see the box art displayed along with this amazing figure, which we all love. This is something you have to have in your collection if you're an X-Plus collector, for sure. And that's all my news. I'm newsed out.
You newsed out. Your news looks so good, John. It looks so good. Fancy stuff. I love it. All right, so I guess that means, Leslie, you are up, sir.
All right. On my new segment, we've been talking about, finger puppets, Yuji Sakai kits, Death for Reals, but you know me, I'm all about the big guys. So we're going to talk about the big guys in this segment, courtesy of Spiral Studios. They're doing 2 monsters from Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019. I want to talk about the Burning Godzilla first, Kyle. You got a
perfect, because it's ready to go.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, yes.
Wow.
Amazing.
That is the deluxe version of the Burning Godzilla. It is the Ultimate Master Line, the deluxe version of Burning Godzilla 2019. And it actually comes with a light up effect. It comes with the awesome base that you can put Godzilla on top of that also lights up. And it comes with the thermonuclear pulse like Mothra energy wings that you can put on top of Godzilla. And what's so cool about this statue, in fact, you can actually take the wings off if you don't want to display the figure like this. But this was at the moment in the film when, of course, between him getting nuked in the face and Mothra sacrificing herself, Godzilla becomes really thermonuclear and he starts pulsating that big just glob of energy that ends up destroying King Ghidorah, quite frankly. And actually, you know what? When this figure came out, and I saw the Mothra wings, I was like, was this really in the film? But then when I went back and watched the film, it definitely was in the film. So this is actually taken from a specific moment in the film, which is awesome. Now the standard just comes with just Godzilla himself, without the wings and without the base or whatever. But even the standard comes with the light up. So that's awesome. Now these figures, they're from Spiral Studios. I don't really know much about them. They're kind of like new on the block, quite frankly. Mm-hmm. I was really kind of hesitant with really trying to get involved with this company. But supposedly they're also doing King Ghidorah, which I'll talk about soon. But this figure in particular, the Burning Godzilla 2019, the deluxe and the standard, is due to arrive in the first quarter of 2022. Now, the monster that he faced in this movie and obliterated in this scene is the other monster that Spiral Studios is doing. And of course, I'm talking about, Kyle, help me out with King Ghidorah.
I will help you out with the standard of King Ghidorah.
I get these so bad. They're gorgeous.
And yeah.
Dang, look at that, so much detail.
Oh
wow.
my God, ladies and gentlemen, this is the MonsterVerse 2019 King Ghidorah. Now, of course, this actually was announced, I want to say sometime late last year or sometime last year, but I really didn't pay much attention to it, quite frankly, because it is so big. Only when AJ Russo from the awesome show Kaiju Live got on board and was really selling this product was when I really started investing into this line. I'm actually getting King Ghidorah. I'm not getting Godzilla, but I am getting King Ghidorah. And as you can see here, this thing is going to be big. So for all those people they kept on saying, "We want a gigantic King Ghidorah. We want a gigantic King Ghidorah." Well, this is basically what you're
There you
getting.
go.
Yeah.
Because the top of his wing is at least 3 feet tall, and the tallest head is
Oh
like
my God.
25
Crazy.
inches high. So he will go great
Oh.
with the
Oh my
gigantic
God,
2019
dwarfs the
Godzilla. He
gigantic.
towers over him, so he is awesome. Once again, the deluxe version comes
so
with
nice.
King Ghidorah, and it comes with the light up in his all 3 of his necks. You know, when he's about to spew out his gravity
Amazing.
beams, it starts to light up, and it comes with the base that lights up too. But King Ghidorah, the standard, just comes with just King Ghidorah. And even though the Burning Godzilla is dropping next year, first quarter 2022, King Ghidorah is dropping in May. So only a few months from now. But you'll definitely see it on
Sweet.
Collect All Monsters.
That's
You'll definitely see
amazing.
it because I'm gonna have
Oh
the
my
figure. Hopefully it'll
God.
be in the shop because he is gonna be so big. But I'm
Centerpiece.
definitely
I gotta
I'm
ship
definitely
that. I
looking
wonder.
forward to it. For what I understand, pretty much all the pre-orders have been sold out of this guy or have been capped. Kaiju Live sold
Wow.
out of all their pre-orders. Awesome Collector still has the Burning Godzilla up for pre-order, but not King Ghidorah. So even though it's a kind of a startup company, there's a lot of vested interest in what they're doing. So hopefully we will get some quality products with the Burning Godzilla as well as King Ghidorah here.
Wow.
This will look amazing in Helmy's setup.
Yes.
Oh my God. right?
Yes.
Need your
I'm
own
gonna
table for it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
put I'm gonna put my gigantic 2019 with it, or if I want to create a fantasy battle with the 89 and create a Godzilla with a King Ghidorah setup, it's gonna be awesome seeing a gigantic version of King Ghidorah in my collection. Probably, I mean, with this being so big, you're probably only gonna see just the wing on my screen here, but but still, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully it'll go off without a hitch. Now, the next figure I want to talk about that came up for pre-order just this week, as a matter of fact. Christine talked about the Biolante from the Death of Real line. Now we got another Heisei monster coming into the 25 centimeter line with the 1992 version of Mothra. Yes. Now this was teased last year, I think, at a Super Festival show. It was on the flyer, but it was an unpainted prototype. But now we get the fully painted pictures of this thing, and it's probably going to be the most colorful looking version of Mothra that Infamous has ever done. Which, and considering what they've done before with the 61, 64 GMK. Mothra has always been colorful, but this one looks really be the most colorful. And it comes with the base that has the iconic Mothra, religious symbol onto the base. And on the back end of the base, it comes with an partially unearthed Mothra egg, which I've seen some folks really take issue with. Like, why would they give us like a full egg like they did with the 64? But I'm thinking that this is something to separate this from the 64. And if you watch the film, of Godzilla vs. Mothra, when we first see the egg, we do see it partially unearthed or partially buried. So it's really taken from the moment in the film. The red comes with the light up in her eyes, and the standard comes without the light up. Now, for what I understand, Vampire Robots is offering this. Awesome Collector is offering this. Kaiju Live is offering this. Now, to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this figure is going to be high up in price when it comes to shipping. What I understand, for those who already ordered it from the Ripboard site, I think they quoted shipping for the figure like $175.
Wait, shipping was $175?
Yes, because the box is gonna be big because Mothra's wingspan is gonna be at least 50 centimeters wide.
Yeah, those Mothra boxes are like this wide. They're really wide, and yeah, I don't need to say it anymore. But yeah, that's like I can understand why it's going to be so expensive with today's shipping crisis.
Oh man, it's going to be as expensive as the Rodan was.
It's the size of the Rodan box, Johnny.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
that's $200 and some hobby search had it shipped.
I was gonna say that the same thing happened with Rodan. So with these big winged creatures, the shipping is gonna be up there. And I hate to say this, ladies and gentlemen, but you're gonna have to get used to it because with this pandemic, we're at a better off place than we were a year ago, but we are nowhere near out of the woods. So we still have to pay these high prices until EMS shipping opens back up again. And I don't see that happening for a long time. So until then, we have to get our stuff from DHL. Now, I will say the Awesome Collector is offering a cheaper option. He's actually offering, Jason Wells from Awesome Collector, he's offering not only a shipping method where you can get it sooner in June, because the figure is supposed to drop in June. But if you want to pay for a a cheaper shipping method, which is I think it's surface shipping.
Oh yeah.
Meaning that basically it travels on the earth, so basically it's going to travel by boat, which like 60 to 90 days longer than DHL. And supposedly that is going to happen, like the figure supposedly if you do that surface shipping option, the figure won't get to you until August. So also Collect has that option where if you want the figure in June, you pay that that amount, or if you want it for a cheaper price and have it delivered to you in August, you can do that as well. But either way, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to use a DHL shipping because I don't want to wait more than 5 days for my stuff. But once again, this is one step closer of the big 5 monsters that are represented for us X Plus from each of the major eras from the Showa period. We got Godzilla from the Showa Heisei Millennium, Mothra now. Who else? Mecha Godzilla. The only 2 left we're missing. We need a Mecha King Ghidorah from the Heisei, and we need a Final Wars Rodan, but we can wait on that because God knows Final Wars. Jesus Christ. But anyways, I'm looking forward to the King Ghidorah from Spiral Studios. Looking forward to Mothra here. So we're in for some great stuff. And that's all I have to say on my segment. Thank you, Cobb.
You're welcome. Now, David, I believe that puts things squarely in your direction.
Yes, indeed. But before I go to mine, I just want to say that I probably will get the Mothra for Keith because he loves that Mothra. He loves the 92.
Aww.
And I was going to have to get ready and shell out the extra money for that shipping. Now, the shipping thing is really kind of for me because I don't mind shipping a lot of money out for a figure, right? A cool figure. But I draw the line when shipping costs more than the figure itself.
Yeah.
That, to me, I can't justify that any way you slice it. So I passed on a couple of things just for that very reason. So anyway, and getting back to John's, the art of Godzilla versus Kong, one of my favorite art books, aside from The Empire Strikes Back, is the Peter Jackson's art of Skull Island. Okay,
cool.
From his movie. And if you guys haven't seen that, you can get it at on Amazon for really cheap now because it's an older book. And it talks about the flora and fauna of the entire island. It goes into like the insect life and the plant life. It's just so cool. And it really creates the whole like ecosystem of that really cool island. Things that they were supposed to show in the movie, they either got cut or they didn't do it. So just wanted to say, though, I love those books too. They're great. And so for my news, Kyle, let's start with the Sakai 91 Godzilla versus King Ghidorah resin model kit. Now, this goes along
Love
with
that pose.
John's, the pose is great. John's news item about the kit, the vinyl kit from X Plus. Now, this one, it's called the Abashiri Fierce Battle version. Okay, and it's going to stand at 30.5 centimeters, and it is a resin kit, and it retails for 40,000 yen. Now, it's beautiful, it's great, and it's also very limited. It's limited to only 60 kits.
Wow.
That's going to be really hard to get. I'm sure Brian Mitchell, if he's still watching, will probably get one because this is his cup. See right here. It's should be dropping in June of this year, 2021. And I don't have any information to give you guys on purchasing this just yet, but I will, follow up in our group or on a future episode. One other cool thing is Sakai teased a Heisei King Ghidorah kit to go along.
Yes.
Wow.
No
cool.
way.
Now Steve Sergioli has the only one I know who's built a Mecha King Ghidorah kit or a Heisei King Ghidorah kit. So I'm sure he's excited about that news too. So yeah, I mean, I'm not convinced that I'll get one, but it looks great, and I do love that pose. It's a great pose.
I think this is the one that he was sculpting during Goji Fest, wasn't it?
Yes.
I believe you're right. You're right, and I think he featured it
Hopefully
next
we'll
to
see it in vinyl form soon.
when it was featured next to it. So that's an honor right there to have your kit. Box art with Kai's great work.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. Kyle, let's talk about Billiken next. If you can cue that up for me, please. I'm not sure what came first, the Gyaos or the Gargantuas, whatever you had the image first. Okay, so I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
Vinyl it's 30 centimeter Sanda and Gaira, aka the brown and the green Gargantua. It's sculpted by an artist called Masao Fukuda, and they're unpainted and unassembled. And there's no pricing for it just yet, and it's not really available for up for pre-order just yet either. And when the information comes, you can either check with us or with Kaiju Battle, Michael Farah, because he has all that great information too. They're the exact same scale as the 30 centimeter Gargantuas. So if you, for some reason, missed one of them, you can fill in that gap with one of these because it's the same scale. And they look like really great sculpts. I love the pose of Gyra. He's that classic, like I'm ready to pounce pose. And some of you guys know that one of my first experiences with X Plus was buying the vinyl figures of the X Plus Gargantuas, because they were both resin and vinyl kits before they were mass produced as figures. So the ones that I have are actually built and painted. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they compare to these guys. And it's very exciting. And I just love the way you can just really go crazy with the paint job on these. This one, I'll probably add some blood to Gyra. What happens, but I'm very excited about that. Oh, and I'm not sure whether they're going to be available separately or together. Maybe both. I'm not really sure. Ryan's in the chat right now. It could be a double box. There you go, right there.
He thinks it could be a double box.
It could be a double box. That means a double expensive. So
that's right.
Pleasure.
You know what I would do if I wanted to get these is have the person I buy them from or the company, because they usually come unassembled in plastic bags. Just don't even ship it in the box. Put it in a smaller box just together like that, if that's even possible, because I do really want these kits and I don't want to pay a lot in shipping. So exciting news. And also one more thing from Billiken. Billiken is re-releasing the 1967 Gyaos kit. This came out a long time ago. I think it was the early 90s. But Ryan will probably have more information than I, because he's our resident model. But it looks great. The modeling is a brown modeling this time. I don't know what the first one was. It's 27 centimeters and it's 8,800 yen. And it was available on the Billiken site, but it's sold out almost instantly. Wow. So that's what it's at. And hopefully Billiken will get around to replenishing their stock of these kits, because they're really great kits to start in the model building hobby. And I love them. I really love them. So
I feel like the Billiken stuff is like they I don't think they knew how much draw their stuff would need, because their kits sold out immediately. It's like a Mondo release or something.
Yeah, it's like a Mondo release. So okay, let's talk about the Super 7 Toho collaboration. Now, I sent a message to Brian Flynn, the owner of Super 7, and he hasn't gotten back to me yet, but I want to sort of expand on this. I'm just going to give you a little tidbit of information now. So Super 7 is a cool shop it's in the Bay Area, and I think it's also in San Diego now too. I used to go to the one in Japantown in San Francisco. Yep, there's the announcement there. And I was living in Oakland at the time, and I worked Monday through Thursday, and every Friday I'd take myself to lunch in Japantown, and then I go hang out with the guys at Super 7. And this was the time when they were selling a lot of Godzilla soft vinyl toys and Ultraman stuff, a lot of M1, and they got tons of stuff from them. Great guys. So they're doing a collaboration with Toho, and they're going to be releasing figures, apparel, and accessories. And the first thing we're going to see is a 3.75 inch articulated Godzilla figure, which should be pretty cool. And there's no images of it yet. And I'm sure this, like I said, I'd love to expand on this story and even do an interview with Brian about it. And he can explain in his own words what this collaboration is going to bring us in the future. So I'm very curious and excited about that, because the guys at Super 7 are just awesome. They're really cool guys. And I miss those days. They were really fun days. Just go in, hang out with the guys, and see what's new. Drop a couple $100 on soft vinyl toys, and
I gotta go over there.
That was how I started to get into the soft vinyl. It was actually, I think I've said this before, Brian Flynn, before I knew he was even involved with the store, before the store opened, I bought something from him on eBay. And he lived in the lower Haight, and I worked on Fillmore Street, about 3 blocks away from each other. So he saw my address. He's like, "Oh, you live in San Francisco. Do you want to just come pick it up?" And on my lunch break, I house and picked it up, and that's my soft mono collection. And that was all it took, man. That was all it took. He had both reissues and original marathons and bull marks, and the way he curated his display, it was just out of this world. And yeah, he's the one that started me down that path. So thank you, Brian, or don't thank you, Brian. Whatever. See the end result right here all around me. So, and then I think I have one more thing to talk about, which is I'm kind of excited about this. It's a re-release of the Aurora Dark King Kong kit.
Wow,
this is a perfect companion to the Godzilla that just came out in December, and this is the second issue of this kit. The first one is a long box, and it had no glow in the dark pieces, but this one is the one near and dear to my heart because this is when I started to buy models and toys. I was a kid, and they had them in Woolworths and Grants and, and not toys. Two Guys and things like that.
Two Guys, yeah.
I think these boxes were actually bigger than the standard Aurora Monster kits. They were like $2 for King Kong. The others were $1.50. And the James Bama art always mesmerized me. I just love the way that looks. And I always considered this to be the Toho Kong after he got struck by lightning because of the glow.
Because of the glow.
In my mind, this was the Toho Kong, and he fought the 62 sort of stylized 62 Godzilla. Yeah, that's the actual kit right there. The base is actually really fun, and it just brings back such nostalgia for me. You can get that. You can pre-order those on Cult TV Man and Monsters in Motion, and I'm sure Sean Lincoln will have them because he had the Godzilla kit. So it's not available for pre-order on his site yet, but I'm sure he will be carrying it too. $29.99, so not bad at all.
Yeah,
Not bad.
And so those of you who want to revisit your childhood days of model building and what got you started in the hobby, some of us old timers anyway, this is what this is the kit for you. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. And that's all I got.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, that means it is now time for me to do my collectible portion of the news, and I will I'll whip through this a little bit so we can get on to our intermission and then come back for our second segment. But I'm gonna just kick things off with basically sharing that Bandai, as we know, they put out Godzilla figures all the time, especially when new movies come out. And honestly, their past couple of releases from the movies, I haven't been super interested in anything but the Godzilla figure. But finally, they've got a new Kong figure, and it is, I think it looks really awesome. He's kind of like, he looks like a badass, but at the same time, he looks like he's going to fit in your collection really well. I'm looking forward to getting this guy when he is finally available, which will be the middle of March. You can see right here on the Bandai Godzilla section website, you can purchase him, or I think you might be able to pre-order him, but maybe not, for just 2,200 yen, which is approximately $22 US. In addition, there is a new Godzilla figure, although I'm not sure if he's any different from the previous Godzilla figure. They also have put out the Shin Ultraman figures, at least 3 of them. Three characters. The first one that I'm going to show here is the actual Shin Ultraman from Bandai, which costs 1,540 yen, about $15 US. This is currently, like I was saying about the Godzilla lottery stuff, a lot of American fans are currently like trying to get this stuff, and it's on the shelves in Japan, no problem. You can go into stores and just get them, but getting them online is a little bit of a different situation. So I'm going to say, if you're really interested in getting this stuff and you're frustrated by how difficult it is, just have some patience, because Bandai makes thousands and thousands and thousands of thousands and thousands of little figures. So they're going to make thousands of figures of these. These are not limited edition by any stretch of the imagination. In addition to Shin Ultraman, I'm calling it Shin Naranga. There's the front of him, there's the back, and he costs $27.50, so about $27 US. Also, Gabara is featured in that trailer, and they have released the Gabara figure as well. Same price, $27.50. And the last thing I'll mention from this set is there is also an Ultra Shin Ultraman, which is hyper posable, I guess you could potentially say. I'm not really sold on the actual poses of this guy, but he is what he is, and he costs about 2,200 yen. These are not available right now, like I said, just for you to go out and click a button and have it delivered to you, unless you're going to pay quite a bit of money for it. So just have a little patience. Be vigilant. If we see them posted for a good price, you can bet that we will share that information in the Collect All Monsters Monster Collectors Facebook group.
Yes, indeed.
And then last but not least, the last news item I wanted to mention is I mentioned Mondo's briefly earlier. Mondo is a company that puts out T-shirts, apparel, and more, now collectibles included. And we've talked about them on the show in terms of their posters, or sometimes I wear the shirts or have pins. But this is a Pulgasari figure that they have been releasing colored variations of all throughout the month of February. And so the first one happened. That's the ice blue one with yellow on the left there. Last week, 2 weeks ago, they released the red one. And then last week, they did this purplish green one in the middle. And there's only 2 more releases, one more in the standard size, which I guess you could call it standard. It's about 8 to 9 inches tall. I know Robert Dwyer is in the chat or watching live. Maybe he can chime in and say how tall these guys are. But apparently next week, February 16th, that's when the sort of realistic paint version comes out. And so I'll be trying to get that one. And then the following week, the last week of February, the big boy gets released. I understand he's about as big as an X Plus figure. So
Wow.
there you go. Mondo is doing their entire Pulgasari blitz all throughout the month of February. And I'm really crossing my fingers that I can get that one on the 16th. I should actually close this and say they'll be doing their next Pulgasari sale on the 17th. So, that's not. That's just mean. The funny thing about Mondo is like they have a reputation for stuff going on sale and selling out almost immediately. And I was like, they're not really having that problem with their collectibles so much, but they like the last one I think was up for less than an hour before it sold out.
Wow.
So if you are interested in getting these, I hate to say it this way, you have to have money at the ready. You have to be ready to just pull that trigger and buy it right immediately. Which is kind of a bummer, but at the same time, I think that's sort of what makes the Mondo experience in a way. And that's what we're dealing with Mondo. We've got a whole bunch of more Mondo stuff coming out this year, including some Godzilla collectibles. I'm hoping next month we can actually get Hector from Mondo Collectibles on, and we can talk to him a little bit about what is coming down the road. Robert actually said that the Pulgasari figure is 8 inches tall, which is perfect in my opinion.
Okay.
Oh, man. Okay. So there we go. Our news segment, everybody. Thank you all for hanging out and watching. Before we go to our intermission, I just want to really quickly thank all 70 people who are watching. 70 people watching live. You guys rule. We are about to take a quick intermission. It's about 2 minutes. That's a note for my co-hosts so they can mentally time themselves of how long they need to be gone. And then when we come back from the intermission, we have a segment dedicated to Unlucky Box Days. We'll be right back.
Monday on the 4 o'clock movie, a submarine collides with an iceberg, and Godzilla is released. The fate of Tokyo is in question. Only one thing can stop Godzilla from destroying an entire city. King Kong. Watch these two beasts battle it out. Has Godzilla met his match? King Kong goes out on a limb for Tokyo. Whom would you bet on? King Kong or Godzilla? Tune in Monday on the 4 o'clock movie, right here on Channel 9.
き放てドンドンドン破壊神降臨 CR ゴジラドンゴジラならやってくれる
入銀塩田3つのお楽しみ
ちょんまげホタル輪投げ
いかがでしょう。
つまらん。
それではとっておき千代田のトリプルキャッシュバック。
これ以上はちょっと、
千代田線
大切なものに
どうしたおっかいだな。トライする気持ちを忘れてないか。
新豆引き立てで新登場トライニューワンダ。
Hey, we're back. And thank you for hanging out with us while we chat about Giant Monster Collectibles and all of the awesomeness therein. Just to give you guys a heads up, since we finished our news blitz, now we're going to move into a segment about unlucky box days. Following that, we are going to have our monster showcase. And then stick around, of course, because at the very end, we're going to be announcing the winner of the 65th anniversary Bandai Godzilla 54 figure that I picked up in Tokyo in 2019 at the Godzilla Fest. But let's do that later. And let's right now, of course, go into our next segment where we're going to take the 13th episode of Collect All Monsters on the 13th day of 2021's 13th month in the 13th season of the 13th show dedicated to 13 kaiju. Just kidding. We didn't really have anything better than just like, hey, unlucky 13. Let's talk about some bad box days. And so I don't have anything better to kick that off with. You know, every once in a while, you get a package and you are not as excited as you were when you thought when you had it in your hands. You're like, you open it and for some reason, it's not what you expected. Now, if people have been fans for a while, following any of the YouTube collectors that are out there, I think one of the most memorable unlucky box days, which a lot of people kind of had similar issues or similar experiences with, was Rich Iso from Fresh Vinyl Live. He basically opened up his 1968 King Ghidorah figure, his X Plus live, right? Did an unboxing, not live like broadcast live, but recorded his expression live when he took it out, and there were parts of it that were broken during shipping, which consisted of an unlucky box day.
You ain't lying.
Yeah. Wait, actually, out of curiosity, how many of us have the King Ghidorah figure, the 68 King Ghidorah? How many of us had problems with it when it showed up?
Not many.
Unfortunately.
I had a very, very, very small problem. I think like one of the horns came off. But man, people who are unaware of this, there have been terrible, terrible, terrible experiences out there. People who open their X Plus figures or whatever figure and find that due to the shipping or the conditions in shipping, pieces have literally like just almost ripped off of the figure. With X Plus stuff, I think it's actually kind of a good thing that they are usually fairly fixable. They are basically like fancy model kits, and you could potentially put them back together with super glue, and none would be the wiser necessarily. But yeah, like I don't know what are some of the box day horror stories that you guys could share, if you even have any. Christine, what about you? Do you have anything you'd love to just blast? Maybe put DHL on blast or Ami or somebody.
Oh, yeah, I have had some questionable boxes arrive that were damaged. Luckily, the figure inside wasn't. But I remember the very first unlucky box I had was way back when the Yuji Sakai SH Monster Godzilla came out. So when mine came in, I had been really excited for this particular figure, and this middle spine right here was completely snapped off the figure. So I don't know how, because it's all in that like plastic and then it's inside a box. So it was just this one that was randomly boxed in and that had broken off, and I got it through Amazon. So luckily I was able to send it back, and they sent me a new one, which is this one. that was in perfect condition. But I was pretty sad when that came out. Because I was so excited to get it, and then I was like, no, it's scary when you get a figure in the mail and then it's broken. And then the same with the SH Monster, it's King Ghidorah. This was the original release. Now, when this one came out, I don't really fool around with the wings too much because I know people say that they're very sensitive and they can fall off. But when I first got this one and opened the box, all 3 of the necks here were just not even attached to the body. But lucky for these, let me see. Oh, there
Careful!
Don't do it! Don't do it! Live on TV.
Ooh, painful.
They're on ball joints, so you can just snap it back.
I know, this stuff is so sensitive.
Like at the time, I didn't know that, and then it came in, and like none of the heads, like the heads had all fallen off because these are pretty delicate, and so I was like, oh my god! But yeah, you can just see there he is, snap him back in there. He's good to go. And then I don't know if you guys remember, so this is the G-Fest exclusive Rose Violante that was 2018, I think. So when we first got these, the bottom was actually backwards. So this was in the back. Which actually I didn't notice it at first. It took me a while, and then this had been unglued and it was snapped off in the box. But I was I was so excited to get this one. I was like, oh, it's backwards, and my niece had gotten one as well. And hers was the same thing. There was a piece that had snapped off and it was backwards, but it was easy fix. You know, just heat it up and you're able to either take this part that snaps off. I just spun it around. And then let me grab them off the shelf here. But when I got my X Plus Titanosaurus, I could
What could be wrong with Titanosaurus? Oh, man.
His ear was off.
Oh, really?
One of his little antennas was not glued on, I guess, but that was easy. No, I'm not gonna do it. But I think you could pull it out and snap it back in, and then this I just glued back in. But as far as X Plus goes, I've had pretty good luck. That was the only thing that came. My Titanosaurus was the only guy that came in that had something missing off of him. But actually, otherwise, yeah, I've been pretty good with my box days. Luckily, I haven't had anything serious happen, like actual legit broken parts or damaged pieces. Besides my SH Monstars Godzilla 2000. But 13 is actually my lucky number, so I can't really say that this is an unlucky episode for me because go 13. So who's next? John?
My next. Well, up until the COVID year of 2020, I had no issues with box days. And, you know, being on Facebook and seeing the bad box days that were happening, you know, and I would get nervous about, because I always would get, you know, some X Plus product or something later than everyone else did. So I would be a little nervous about what was coming in the box. But I never had any issues until this year. And I haven't thought about it because DHL has been coming to the rescue. You know, it's like, if you need a good box day, DHL is what you want, especially if you start the house. So you know, I forgot about the 2 X Plus Defo figures that I have sitting somewhere on Tokyo Bay, I guess. It's been since, I think it was October of 2019. They've been, there they go, the Orga and the Godzilla, 1999. I'm still waiting. So that's the bad. That's the my bad box day. And think of it. And probably recently when I got the sticker shop for the shipping from Hobby Search Japan for the Rodan.
Oh yeah.
It was a little more than a figure, and I was like, oh my gosh. So you know, that's probably the most negative. Yeah, I was like buying 2 of them. So yeah. Leslie, how about you? I think you're next in succession.
Shipping's
knock
not
on
fun.
wood,
But...
haven't had any major issues over the years, except for 2. And of course, I mentioned this before, but my 2019 that came out last year,
Right.
it didn't work. Now I did get it to work.
That's right.
Recently, but I was taking some pictures of it recently, and I tried to change battery packs, and now it doesn't work anymore. So
No,
which is
there's
unfortunate,
a
but at the
issue
same
with
time,
that one.
yeah, I mean,
Not
a lot
working.
of people have had it. Yeah, a lot of people have had an issue with this. I'm not the only one that's had the issue with the light up not working, but I mean, maybe if I have time, I'll try to use something else. You know, I'm not willing to give up on it. I'm not gonna get a replacement, but that is probably a bad box day. Nothing against Awesome Collector, because that's where I got it from. It has nothing to do with them. It's just sometimes you get a bad dud here and there. That's just the name of the game sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. And actually, I want to talk about a little bit what Kyle said about the King Ghidra. And I remember that like it was yesterday, because that was horrible. That was horrible. That was when I was getting my feet wet into S Plus collecting, and then when I made a pre-order for it, and I saw that it was shipping out, and there were lots of reports coming in that there were actually, ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, King Ghidra, yes, the delicate King Ghidra, that guy up there, well, with a golden one, they actually sent that fragile figure in box
that's right.
like this, and they sent it without a protective box covering it. So they sent it like this. They put shipping packets with labels over here on top of the box, and that's the reason why a lot of us, at least a lot of collectors, got their King Ghidras broken. Like I mean, and of course it's going to the postal service, and they're not exactly kind when it comes to boxes. And I've seen so many horror stories at the time. Like I remember one dude said he had blood on his daggone box. I've seen boxes. Yes, he had blood on his box. The boxes had punctures, had holes, had but knock on wood, like I mentioned earlier just now, I didn't have an issue with mine. So my King Ghidra was able to make it from Japan in this fashion without any issues. Unfortunately, there are a lot of my fellow collectors that couldn't say the same, but those two probably the only thing that qualify as like bad box days. But by and large, I've had a good record, and hopefully the trend will keep going. Hopefully, by me talking about this King Ghidra story, hopefully I won't have any issues with the big one I'm getting in a couple months, but time will tell. You'll find out, trust me. You'll find out. How about you, David?
So, yeah, I mean, I've been in the game for a long time, as you guys know, and I've been pretty lucky for the most part with bad box days. But the King Ghidra thing was definitely traumatic because I had seen so many people get damage, like really bad damage, not just like a piece snapped off where the joint is, like cracks and like breaks and chips. You know, that's really hard to fix. Over the years, I've been, lucky to have mine basically come unscathed, like maybe a couple of paint rubs. I have in the past done a lot of repairs for people who have received their stuff broken. But my first one, Kyle, I think you have a slide of it. I mean, an image of it, was the 25 centimeter King Caesar, which I think was first released in 2011. Now, it didn't look like that when I got it. The jaw was completely moved to the side.
Wow.
It wasn't just pork, it was glued that way. So basically, one on one side, one was on the other. Kyle, you probably may remember 2011. We weren't like in touch all that much, but I was in the X Plus group for sure.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
This is back when I hadn't been doing it for a while, so I was a little bit timid with cutting and resculpting and that kind of thing. So what I had to do is go in there with an X-Acto knife and cut out the whole bottom jaw.
And
cut off the piece where it didn't fit right and rebuild it with epoxy. Okay,
you're braver than me.
It doesn't look like it did anything to it, which is good. And then once it's dry, you just match the paint and you just go on. But since that happened, I've been really confident about doing that for myself and other people. So I've helped a lot of people fix their kits over the years, and I'm pretty happy about that. Some people call me the plastic surgeon, but yeah, I got paid like a plastic surgeon, but so the King Ghidra thing, though, that was really traumatic. I got mine not in the beginning, not in the end, but in the middle. And I remember all of the stories, and mine was due to come. Keith actually left the house. I think I mentioned this in a different episode because he knew I would be really upset if it was broken. But I had paintbrushes, sculpting tools, epoxy clay, all different kinds of paint, gold, silver, black, red, anything you need to fix that King Ghidorah. And I opened it up. There was not a damn thing wrong with it.
Good. Woohoo!
That was super lucky for me. But yeah, no, I've been pretty lucky over the years. Like I said, paint rubs, maybe like the jaw was a little bit warped in shipping, and that's just really easy to fix with a hairdryer. Shipping stuff, like actually like getting the pieces has been a challenge of late because of the COVID thing. I'm still waiting for my gigantic Mechagodzilla. That I call that's a pretty bad. That's a non-box day, I guess. It took months and months and months for my Sakai 84 to arrive. But overall, of all the years that I've been collecting, I've been pretty lucky with things coming unscathed. So yeah, that's about it for me. How about you, Kyle?
Well, David, I feel pretty lucky, just in general. Like you guys have said, I've had many, many, many box days. I've had hundreds of box days in my collecting journey. And, the one place that I recommend people all the time check out in, which I think I used to not actually, I used to be kind of gatekeepy about it, but Mandarake is a secondhand shop in Japan. They have many, many, many branches all throughout the country. And the thing about Mandarake is they are technically, you are always buying used items.
That's true.
It's the best.
I'm sure somebody could be like, no, I bought new stuff. I'm sure you bought stuff that is like pretty much new from Mandarake because people take very good care of their stuff in Japan. But technically speaking, if you find something on Mandarake, it's because someone sold it to Mandarake, not because they bought it from Bondi, X Plus, Marmot, M1, etc. So speaking of Marmot, I am not only a kaiju fan, but I really like the Super Robot series from Go Nagai. He did Mazinger Z, UFO Grandizer, Guy King, for example. And Marmot actually made these gigantic figures. I'm going to guess around 2000 or something like that. They put out a whole bunch of these. All of the classic super robots in two different colorways, a regular colorway at least, and then this sort of like black and gold colorway, which is magnifique as far as I'm concerned. This is a figure that costs probably about 60 to 80 bucks when it came out. And I know that it came out like around the year 2000, and I ended up picking this up because I sold one that I bought. I picked it up somewhat recently, maybe 5 years ago, something like that. And it was still $60 at Mandarake. And I was like, whoa, that is an incredible deal. I got to have that. So I purchased it and it showed up. And whenever you look at something on Mandarake, they sort of they try to tell you the condition of the item, but it's not always very discernible as to what the condition of that specific item is. And so for me, when I cracked open my beautiful Guy King figure, I was like, whoa, he's stuck on something back here, and his butt got stuck to some styrofoam. There was a styrofoam block on the very back of the box, on the inside of the box, that he rested up against, right? Styrofoam. Who knew? But it must have gotten super hot in wherever it was being stored, because the styrofoam literally melted onto Guy King's butt plate. Yeah. So, but as upsetting as that was to open and be like, oh, this figure's gross. It's really not that gross because nobody ever sees him. I don't display him ass out, So there he is. Regardless of the fact that he might have been like a bad box day, he's still majestically beautiful, and I love him in my collection. I have another, shipping wise, I did have another bad box day, but the good news is that even though the shipping incident scared me in terms of what would have happened to the box or to the figure. I have a 30 centimeter, a couple of figures from Liberty Planet. Have anybody heard of that company? Liberty Planet. They made some Ultra Kaiju in like a box series. I could grab one, but it doesn't matter. I got two different ones. I got Sebos and I got Jamila.
Yeah.
But when the Jamila, when one of those boxes, I think it was Jamila, showed up, there was like a giant gouge out of the side of it. And it was just really lucky. It is absolutely something that happened during shipping, but I feel really lucky that nothing inside was messed up at all. But yeah, like those kinds of things, seeing the box shows up and there's like a tear in it, like, who did this to my item? You know, you never want to see that stuff. It's never good. Yeah. But thankfully, I feel pretty lucky that, especially out of all the Mandarake purchases that I've made, that's been the only negative experience. I believe Lolo, our friend and moderator on Collectible Monsters, Monster Collectors, Lolo said that she got a soft vinyl figure, like a Sophie style figure, and it just absolutely reeked of cigarette smoke one time. I don't know where that came from, but that's a horror story right there, right? If I open the box and it just absolutely reeked of cigarette smoke, no.
There's been some that I've gotten that are sticky, and they'll have like dust and hair, and I don't like that. I give my figures a bath like once or twice a year because I like dust, and especially when it has that sticky feeling to it. And a lot of times it's just because it's just the vinyl. If it's an older figure, over time it wears down and all that. But nope, I don't like it.
Lolo heard me talking about it.
I've heard of a few collectors who have bought some M1 pieces, like some vintage M1 pieces. You don't have to have the little rubber band with the tag on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The rubber band will disintegrate into the plastic.
Into the plastic.
Damage the plastic?
Yeah. It doesn't like eat in it, but it sort of like discolors it, and there's like a film on it.
Oh, interesting.
That's not
good. Because I know
I've
the
had
Nakajimas have the tag around the wrist.
Rubber band,
So any collectors who have that kind of a figure, please take them off, and just to be on the safe side. You don't have to throw it away. Just keep it next to the figure in a little
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'll do it later, but I think mine is still attached to the hand. Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably remove that. Now, I'm hoping that because we're saying all these things and we've all been pretty lucky that this didn't jinx our track record.
No.
Our next one will be a disaster. Now it's like, no, please. No. But just gonna put this out there. If people do get a model kit or an X Plus figure specifically, and it's broken, not terribly broken, or it's scratched up, or there's a piece that's like off, feel free to contact me. I can totally fix it for you. And of course, there'll be a slight fee. It'll be really, it depends on what it is, but I can do it for almost nothing. It's just basically the shipping to me and back. If it's a small thing to do, if it's like a paint chip or a paint smudge, I'm so happy to do that for you guys, as long as you're not in a hurry. And just putting that out there. So don't panic. I can help you. I can fix it.
My man.
Awesome.
All right. So I believe that concludes the unlucky box days. I did see a couple of people talking about some of the badness that they've experienced. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it right off while I'm talking, but basically, oh yeah, who'd you get?
It's from Enzyme 2000. He has a question for the panel. He wants to know why do they ship?
I saw that.
Yeah, why do they ship X Plus figures or Gigantics in boxes that advertise what is in the box? It's just asking to get shipments. It is just asking to get shipments stolen, and then I had that happen to me, unfortunately.
No.
That's too bad.
I got stolen.
So I would actually answer that question by saying, I don't think X Plus puts that stuff on the outside for the purpose of identifying it during shipping. That's just the stuff that they have all that stuff boxed up in their warehouse anyway. They used to not have any English on it at all, but since they became a way more global company and started selling stuff directly to the States, they have started putting English on the boxes. I don't know what it would take to get them to rethink that decision, But I can understand that's a shame, and if especially maybe we should bring that up to G just to let them know, like, hey, you are so popular in this country that porch pirates will steal your stuff if they see it say X plus.
That's a really good point, and I'm going to quickly look at my Rodan box to see if it says it. Hold on 1 second.
They actually do that. They actually do that. They have the title of the figure on the outer box, like Toho the Rodan.
Right. Yeah, it's on there. It says Toho large series 30 centimeter Rodan. So yeah, I don't like that either. That's good.
Yeah, and unfortunately we live in a society where people steal stuff all the time. So that sucks. I'm really sorry that happened, but in Japan, that is not as big of a problem for them.
That's true.
But yes, I completely understand what you're saying, man. That blows. The person I was thinking of, I think, was Eric, who mentioned that he got a Prime 1 Gamera, and some of the appendages had been smashed during shipping.
Oh,
yeah.
Dang.
Oh man.
Yeah, but that King Ghidorah box, that was you can see the graphic of what's in there, right? Right. You may get some jerk at the post office who's jealous and just starts kicking it around too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, oh, they think they're going to pay this much for a toy, and they throw it down the thing. It's better off just not having anything on the box. That's a really good point, and I didn't even realize the outer shipping box. I'm excited to open it. I don't even look.
Yeah, I'm a truck driver. And I've been to these postal facilities, and you have no idea on how they treat these boxes. I mean, I'm not trying to say anything bad about every postal worker, but I have seen some people take these boxes that could be the boxes that you and I are really anticipating and just treat them like basically like soccer balls, and just it's not good. I mean, because especially like this past Christmas season, where they were hit with so many packages, more so than ever before because of the pandemic and people buying stuff more so online nowadays. And it's like they want to just get the stuff out of there. So by any means necessary. So if that means they have to throw it, crush it, or whatever, it's really not their problem. That's how they're looking at it. But that's just the way it is, unfortunately.
So real quick, when I first started doing this, like buying and selling on eBay, I had a Pilot Ace Hedera figure. Okay, it was the blue one, and I sold a bunch of my pieces because it was one of those times where I overextended myself and I had way too much coming and I didn't have the funds. Whatever. I sent it UPS. Okay, and when the guy received it, I insured it. Thank goodness. When the guy received it, now this is a soft vinyl figure, packed really well in bubble wrap. It was broken, cracked, and like the whole half of the body was cracked in half. The arm was off. It must have kicked it down 10 flights of stairs. Wow. For soft vinyl kit to do that. Right. There must have been some kind of really traumatic experience somewhere along the line. Yeah. And it was summer. It wasn't that it got cold. I can even see maybe the vinyl gets really cold and brittle, maybe. But it was the summer, and I was really bummed. And it took me a lot of paperwork and red tape to get my money back. But I finally did because I refunded the guy immediately. The only other thing I can think of, which would definitely suck, is if the guy got it and didn't like it, and then he broke it and said it was broken. Which I hate.
That happens too, though.
But that has happened to people in the past. I've heard horror stories about that. There's no way this could have broken in the way that it did, and they got it. They got buyer's remorse, or they didn't have the money after all, and said, "Oh, this came broken," and that's not the case. The way I pack things really ridiculously, and to this day, I will not ship a finished resin kit anywhere, just because of that reason. Steve Sarajoli is the only one that I know that is willing to do that. But just be careful. I don't know. It just sucked. I have not sent one thing from UPS since that time. Don't blame me. So that's someone else's bad box day, not mine, but it kind of was my problem. So I guess that could go with my story too.
Right on. Well, let's all hope and pray that there will be no more bad box days for anyone ever.
No more.
No more bad box days. Anyway, I think this is the perfect time for us to close out that segment and move along to our monster showcase, which of course means that we're going to talk about Uchu Kaiju.
Woohoo!
So I think there was a little confusion. We didn't probably spend enough time talking about it at the end of the episode. Yeah. But Uchu means space. Uchu Kaiju, space monster. And so all of the entries that we have here are all space monsters, all submitted by the amazing Collect All Monsters monster collectors. There's nothing else to say about this? Oh, wait, David, did you want to say something about what we're going to be doing afterwards?
Yes, I do. Just real quick, the Uchu Kaiju concept inspired a lot of great conversations in our group. One of them being Jamila. Is Jamila a space monster? Because he's an astronaut that turned into a space monster on a different planet, but he still has the heart of a human being. So we were going back and forth, had some really interesting theories about that. I said yes, he's a space monster, because you don't want to be too picky. Like we let Baltan, Zeton, Dada, we all considered them to be space monsters too, even though it's kind of stretching it a little bit because they're aliens instead of monsters, but they're kind of monsters. They're
I think the way I put it is that the Japanese make the distinction between kaiju and seijin, alien. Right. So that's why we were like, it's either way. It's cool. It's cool.
It's definitely cool. So thank you all for the amazing submissions that you guys did. Like some of you guys had like 3 and 4 like incredible pictures that I couldn't choose just one, so I kind of made collages of those photos. So they'll be a little smaller, but I didn't want to exclude any of them. But you guys really stepped up, and the co-hosts are going to stick around after the show, and we are going to decide our favorite, and the person who wins will get their very own Collect All Monsters mug. And we will announce the winner tomorrow morning in our group. And that's the one, Christine. That's the actual one you will get. It's our mascot.
Filled with whatever Christine is drinking.
Yeah.
Pinky liquor and 7-Up.
It's even lipstick on it too. So no, I'm
keep this one.
It's still in the box. I didn't want to take it out. It's ready to ship. Just please tune in tomorrow morning or tomorrow whenever you get a chance, and we will have a winner. And thank you again. The submissions were excellent. We're going to do it again next month too. So without further ado, roll them, Kyle.
awesome.
Thank you to all of our awesome viewers for sending in those awesome submissions. Next month, we are looking for your shelves. We want you to show us your shelves. And so the hashtag, which I did not actually, I didn't write down right here, but I'll do it right now. And I'll just, talk about it as I do it, is show us. No, it's not show us. It's show your shelves. Show your shelves.
Show yourself. Show.
Exactly. So there it is. Show your shelves. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we want to see your cool displays. If it's a shelving unit, that's awesome. If it's more than a shelving unit, then we want to hear about that too. Also, when you're posting about it in the Collect All Monsters Monster Collectors group, you might actually get people who are interested in where you picked up that shelving unit or that display case. So make sure you actually share that information with us when you do that. Just keep an eye out for comments and so forth. I know that whenever I see people showing off their killer handmade shelving units, I'm always drooling over that kind of stuff. But for this next episode, that's what we want to see. We want to see your cool displays, and I can't wait to see what you come up with for that.
That's going to be fun. And there will also be a winner for our favorite vote in this category. So we haven't quite determined what the prize will be, but it will be something awesome from Collect All Monsters, from our shop. So when we decide, we will let you know, but it's going to be something cool.
All right. Well, I think that means that speaking of winners, it is time. Oh, well, let me do this here. I'll just put myself in the big window. It is time for me to tell our viewers who has become the winner of this beautiful figure. All in all, actually, let me do this. Let's see if I can do this real quick on Instagram.
Do we need a drum roll?
Yeah, give me some kind of drum roll, because basically on Instagram, is that working? I don't know. We had a contest where I posted a picture of this figure, and all we asked people to do was to comment, follow us on Instagram, comment with your favorite Godzilla suit, and that's really all it was. If you're following us, you make that comment, you're entered to win, and I'm super happy that we got 155 comments on that, which means 155 entries. Now it's time really for the drum roll, because the winner of this beautiful Bandai figure, Mile High Sofubi. Thank you so much for everybody who entered. Mile High Sofubi, I am not sure. I know who you are, but I will reach out to you on Instagram. And if we don't hear back from Mr. Mile High Sofubi, then I will go and pick a second winner. But I'm pretty sure we're going to hear back from him. Thank you guys all for being part of that. That was so much fun to do, and I can't wait till we do more. We have giveaways we're going to be doing almost every month this year on the show. So it really behooves people to watch live. It behooves people to interact with us online, whether it's on Instagram or on Facebook or some other platform that magically appears overnight. We are here to make your 2021 more awesome with some really cool giveaways. In fact, there's a whole pile of stuff over here that I won't be showing now, but man, there's some good stuff coming up. And not to mention all the good stuff in that pile. Good stuff that we're going to just pepper in throughout the year. This is definitely going to be the year it pays to be a Collect All Monsters monster collector, hopefully. All right. Well, I think that means it's time for us to wrap up our show. Oh, wait, no, I did not say one thing about Mile High Sofubi. The only thing that I made sure to save from that is that his answer was the 1964 suit.
Wow.
So there you go.
That's a good one.
I was afraid that when I picked the winner, it was going to be somebody who just said congratulations, but thankfully it was somebody who said the suit too. So
nice work.
There we go. That is going to do it for our episode. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Broadcasting live for just about 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes on YouTube and Facebook. You've been watching Collect All Monsters. And we are going to go ahead and wrap things up now. Are my co-hosts all ready for their little outro bits? We'll just go in the order on screen. Christine, you're first.
Me first. All right. Don't keep us a secret. Share us with your friends and family so you can all enjoy the show together. Oh, what happened to
Leslie bailed.
He really doesn't want to say his piece.
Must be nice.
All
right.
Wait. Is he coming back?
I hate my outfit.
I'm sure he's coming back. I'm sure he's back right now.
Sure is.
And 64 beers.
I told y'all we're having freezing troubles here. Obviously, Barrel Gun is outside causing crap. So I gotta go outside.
All right, so Christine, I'm sorry to have interrupted you, or you got interrupted there. Let's take it away again.
Take two.
Yes.
Take two.
Don't keep us a secret. Make sure you share with your friends and family so we can all enjoy this awesome show together.
Hey, let's keep this collected conversation going. Please join us on our Facebook group and connect with other kaiju collectors. Yes, you too can be a Collect All Monsters monster collector.
And if you're not catching this episode live, let us know in the comments if you like what you saw or have any questions from today's episode.
And thanks for watching, everyone. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button if you had a good time watching the show today. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So until next time, our planet may be doomed, our Earth devastated, the monsters are in revolt, and civilization is in chaos. We must unite and collect all monsters!